Good evening, students, and good evening, parents and guardians, if you are also here today. This is our time lesson review before our test, and I just wanted to briefly go through everything through our unit and everything that you might see on the test. All right, let's get started. All right, we discussed briefly about AM and PM, and the AM represents before the midday, that's from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m., and our PM, which is after the midday, and that can represent anywhere from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we basically discussed how if you venture out through your day in our little project-based assignment that we had, you can tell different parts of the day from the afternoon to the evening to the night and how you can differentiate between AM and PM time. All right. We also discussed being in the zone, and we discussed how with our different time zones, how if you're in New York, you're in a Eastern time zone. If you're in Louisiana, like our state, you can remember our state is in Central Standard Time, and how if you were in California next to the Pacific Ocean, you were in Pacific Standard Time, and that's how we chose to remember it in class. But we also discussed the big debate of 12 a.m. versus 12 p.m. and what are the differences of how 12 a.m. comes after 11 p.m. and how 12 p.m. comes after 11 a.m. And it is very important to remember because that shifts between our middays. All right. We discussed our analog clock and how we have an hour, short hour hand, long minute hand, and a skinny second hand. And we also discussed how the hours on the clock are represented on an analog clock. So this will be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so forth, and how the minutes are represented also through these. So for instance, we count it in fives: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. And how 30 and 60 are very important. And because we distinguish half hours that way. And we also discussed of how there can be a danger zone, and we discussed how the hours may not be what they seem as the minute hand progresses, and while the hour hand may look like it's on 10 o'clock, it's actually still 9 o'clock. And we did plenty of those in class. So here's some extra guided practice. I'm going to pause. You can pause the video and do these, and the answers will be on the second page. And I'm going to guide you through B. So with B, we're aware that our hour hand, our short hour hand, is on 5, so it will be 5 p.m. And also how our long minute hand is not quite on the 2, but these little tick marks in between, which represent our seconds, it looks like it's pointing 11, 12. So the correct answer for B would be 5, 12. And I also want to remind you that D is tricky because, as I mentioned a couple seconds ago, that our hour hand is looking more like it's almost on 10 o'clock. So is it 10 something? How about you try it out? So let's pause this video, and I want you to pause it and come back for the answers. These are the answers for the guided practice. We're going to discuss these in class, and I want to see if y'all got all of these right. We also discussed our digital clock and how they're a bit more complex, but they show more on a digital clock than you can generally get from a analog clock. We discussed the digital models, and there's all kinds of models and shapes. We discussed how it can show the day of the week, AM or PM. It can show you your hour, your minutes, and your seconds, simply your hours and your seconds. Or simply it can show you not even the AM and the PM, it could just show you your hour, your minutes, and your seconds, and that's all. Some clocks, like the one of them that I own, also show temperature. It just depends on which one you get. So in concluding remarks, I have some extra practice on a YouTube video that I found to be very helpful. There's some extra analog clock copies if you want to practice your own times, if you want to go back through the ones we did, and replay our Kahoot. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're ready for your test, and I hope this video helps you. Thank you for watching.